I moved to Atlanta when I was 20, and my brother's into music, and he was like, "Let me see what you've written. Like, hey, maybe we can make an EP out of this." And I'm like, the first time I was in a recording studio, I was like, I don't know what any of this is about. But we laid down that first EP, "Make Us Ready," um, and then kind of the world of professional worship got opened up to me, and I will say,
For better or
and
for
you can
worse?
ask
That's
more.
the question, right?
Yeah, you can ask more directed questions if you want, but I would say through the 10-year span from the time I moved to Atlanta, 20s to my 30s, um, I just feel like I just was pulled in every direction, and God is gracious, and He does work everything together. But um, there were so many times of confusion, times of hypocrisy,
Mm,
times of you know I I see things, but I don't know what to do about them. I know they're wrong, but I'm just the worship leader, and I'm just gonna shut up about it. The Sunday grind, um, just over and over, that you're leading even when you don't feel like it, which sometimes you have to push through, but just almost the just chronic, um, like, burnout
mm,
over the years started. And there were times in that decade where I looked at myself and I was just like, where is the girl crying out saying, make me a voice? Like, have I forfeited my anointing? Have I forfeited
yeah.
my calling? Because professional music world is just a totally different animal and monster. And so I was just conflicted in my heart of, is my worship still pure? Am I still pure? Because I do this, does it mean that um, I've sold out, or
Yeah.
and in all of that, God is expanding my influence as well. And I told the Lord, I'm like, hey, I never wanted to be into this. If you open doors, I guess I'll go through them. And so that kind of brought me to the traveling world of the worship artist.
Mm,
Of, you're getting invited to come and play at conferences, you're getting invited to come play at youth camps and special
right.
services and all of these things. And uh, the shocking, again, the shock continues to where, oh, I can get paid for this. Like, I can make money for this. I was doing it for free
Yeah.
before, just the joy of my heart. But, like, I remember the first time I got handed a check, uh, after I led worship, and I felt so uncomfortable, but it was just so common. It's just like, what it's just what it's business, like,
Right.
it's what
Yeah.
you do. Like, you brought something, and now you and over the years, it just got less and less uncomfortable. And um at one point, even though my heart felt burnt out, I mean, I was the reed that was almost broken. I was the wick
Mm,
that, like, felt like it was about to go out. Um and I knew that I needed healing and I needed rest, because my thoughts towards the church as a whole, because I had seen a lot, so it had
yeah.
gotten bitter and ugly and nasty, and we all know, pieces of that and what that means. And it came to a point where it was like, okay, but I can't stop, because this is my livelihood, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm trapped, basically. It's like,
Yeah.
what do I do? I go, like, work at a restaurant and get paid like half as, and this is just being honest. It's like, this is the better
Totally.
choice, but I'm gonna sacrifice my heart and my emotions and my peace, because I'm just torn up. So by then, I'm just leading out of I just feel like a robot, you know.
Yeah. Obligation.
Um
Yeah.
Obligation, yeah. And so, all in the meantime, putting out albums, writing songs, going to songwriting camps, which are such a cool thing now to do, like
Hmm.
content. All the while just praying, Jesus, don't snuff me out. Don't
Mm-hmm.
snuff me out. Like there's a weak flame in there. Like
Hmm.
if you could just deliver me. And meeting so many musicians and people. I mean, worship people are the most burnt out, hurt, just wounded, bitter people, and I just want to hug them and be like, I just don't feel like it's your fault. The
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is confusing. Like the system that we've created, like
Yeah.
it's confusing, and it's not you. You're not crazy. You're not bad. Like Jesus is still calling you. We just have to find the purity of the call again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Mm.